Art in Indus Valley was not merely decorative. It served functional, cultural, and spiritual purposes. The civilization's artisans were masters of multiple mediums, including terracotta, stone, metal, and shell, creating objects that ranged from everyday tools to ceremonial artifacts. One of the most iconic forms of art from the Indus Valley is the terracotta figurine, crafted with remarkable detail. These figurines depicted animals, humans, and deities, offering a glimpse into the everyday life and beliefs of the people. A famous example is the terracotta mother goddess figurine, symbolizing fertility and abundance. Animal figurines such as bulls and elephants reflects the civilization's agrarian and trade-centric lifestyle. Artisans used simple tools to carve fine details, often painting the figurines with natural pigments. The bronze statue of a dancing girl discovered in Mohenjo-daro is a testament to the Indus Valley's mastery of metalwork. This 4,500-year-old artifact portrays a confident, youthful figure with her hand on her hip adorned with bangles. It highlights the use of the lost wax coating technique, a sophisticated process requiring exceptional skill. This statue reveals the importance of dance and possibly music in the culture fabric of the Indus people. Bead making was an art form and a major economic activity in the Indus Valley. Semi precious stones like agate, jasper, and lapis lazuli were meticulously cut, shaped, and polished. Artisans drilled tiny holes into beads using advanced tools, showcasing their technical precision. Indus beads were highly valued and found as far away as Mesopotamia, highlighting their role in long distance trade. The pottery of the Indus Valley stands out for its elegance and functionality. Pottery was often painted with geometric designs, floral motifs, and animal depictions using natural dyes. Items ranged from large storage jars to delicate bowls and goblets, indicating their use in both domestic and ceremonial contexts. Evidence suggests that pottery was produced on large scale, possibly in organized workshops. The Indus Valley people demonstrated advanced skills in working with copper and bronze, creating tools, weapons, and ornaments. Necklaces, bangles, and earrings were crafted with precision, often combining metal with other materials like shells and beads. Items such as knives, mirrors, and razors reveal the utilitarian aspect of metalwork. The seals of the Indus Valley Civilization are among its most enigmatic and celebrated artifacts. Made from statite and often fired for durability, seals featured intricate carvings of animals like unicorns, bulls, and tigers, humans, and mysterious symbols. These seals likely served multiple purposes, like as markers of ownership or identity, in trade as a form of authentication, in rituals as symbols of cultural or religious significance. The seals reflect the artistic finesse and intellectual depth of the Indus Valley people. The Indus Valley Civilization was among the first to cultivate and weave cotton into textiles. Archaeological finds suggest the use of spindles and loom weights. The fine cotton fabrics produced by the Indus Valley are likely traded with other civilizations, making them a sought after commodity. The Indus Valley artisans skillfully worked with shells and faience, a glazed ceramic material. Items like bangles, earrings, and inlays for furniture were crafted from conch shells sourced from the Arabian Sea. Faience, beads, figurines, and tiles were brightly colored and polished, adding vibrancy to everyday life. Art in the Indus Valley extended to architecture. Decorative patterns on bricks and walls added an artistic touch to urban design. Elements like the Great Path in Mohenjo-daro highlight a blend of functionality and aesthetic appeal. The writing system of the Indus Valley Civilization, often referred to as the Indus script, remains one of the archaeology's most tantalizing puzzles. The script consists of 400 to 600 unique symbols, often written from right to left. Symbols range from simple geometric shapes to complex representations of humans, animals, and plants. Sequences of symbols suggest a structured and organized form of writing, though it has yet to be deciphered. The script is primarily found on seals, tablets, pottery, and even tools. Seals often include a line of script above a depiction of an animal, possibly serving as an identifier or marker of trade goods. The exact function of the Indus script is debated, but its widespread use suggests a society with complex communication needs. Seals bearing the script were likely used in trade transactions, serving as a form of authentication or ownership. The seals found as far as Mesopotamia indicate a robust trade network. The standardized nature of the symbols hints at a potential bureaucratic or administrative function. It might have been used to record taxes, inventory, or property ownership. Some symbols on seals appear alongside depictions of deities or animals, suggesting possible ritualistic or religious connotations. The script is often paired with depictions of animals such as bulls, elephants, and unicorn like figures. These animals likely held spiritual or symbolic importance, possibly representing clans, deities, or trade guilds. The recurring use of certain animals, such as the unicorn, reflects a shared cultural identity across the civilization. Some symbols like fish, intersecting circles, and parallel lines might represent numerical, phonetic, or ideographic elements. The Indus script stands apart from contemporary writing systems in intriguing ways. Both these systems have been deciphered, revealing their uses for detailed record keeping and storytelling. Unlike these, the Indus script lacks lengthy inscriptions with most text containing 5 to 20 symbols, leaving scholars uncertain about its complexity. Some researchers suggest that the Indus script may represent an early form of the Dravidian languages, linking it to Tamil and other South Indian languages. However, this hypothesis remains unproven due to the lack of a bilingual inscription like the Rosetta Stone for Egyptian hieroglyphs. Despite decades of research, the Indus script remains undeciphered for several reasons. Without a translation key, decoding the script's meaning has proven nearly impossible. Most inscriptions are extremely short, making it difficult to analyze grammatical patterns or linguistic structure. The language underlying the script is unknown, leaving linguists without a reference point. Even without full understanding, the writing system provides vital clues about the Indus Valley civilization. The uniformity of the script and its use across distant sites like Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, and Lothal suggests a highly organized and interconnected society. The use of symbols implies that at least some members of society were literate, likely scribers and traders. Over time, scholars and researchers have proposed intriguing theories about the script. Some believe the script contains prayers, hymns, or ritual instructions reflecting the spiritual life of the civilization. Others argue that the script primarily represents numerical data such as trade quantities or resource inventories. The inclusion of animals and symbols on seals might signify personal or clan identities. Among the most intriguing finds of the Indus Valley are the seals, small, intricately carved pieces of statite. One prominent seal features are a figure sitting in a yogic posture surrounded by animals believed by some to represent Proto Shiva or Pashupati, the lord of beasts. This suggests an early reverence or for figures associated with nature, fertility, and power. The people tree appears frequently in artistic depictions, suggesting its symbolic or sacred role. Certain animals like bulls, rhinoceros, and elephants were prominently featured, possibly revered as sacred or protective entities. The discovery of the Great Bath in Mohenjo-daro points to the significance of water in religious or ritualistic practices. Scholars believe the bath may have been used for purification ceremonies, emphasizing cleanliness as a spiritual virtue. The Indus River itself may have held religious significance, providing not only sustenance but also a spiritual connection to the natural world. Ritual offerings and ceremonies along the river banks were likely integral to their cultural life. Unlike contemporary civilizations such as Mesopotamia and Egypt, the Indus Valley civilization lacks evidence of grand temples or massive religious monuments. This absence suggests a decentralized form of worship, possibly centered around household rituals, community gatherings, or open air shrines. The burial sites reveal much about their beliefs in an afterlife. Bodies were often placed in simple graves with the head pointing north and accompanied by items like pottery, beads, and tools. The inclusion of these gravestones indicates a belief in an existence beyond death where such items might be needed. Some burials were elaborate while others were simple, possibly reflecting difference in status, role, or cultural variations within the civilization. The practice of cremation is less evident, but some skeletal remains suggest secondary burial rituals where bones were gathered and reburied after decomposition. Evidence of public baths, marketplaces, and communal storage facilities points to a society that valued collaboration and shared responsibility. Cultural practices likely revolved around seasonal festivals, agricultural cycles, and collective rituals tied to harvests and trade. The detailed craftsmanship of seals, pottery, and figurines reflects a deep appreciation for aesthetics and possibly their use in ceremonial context. The recurring motifs of animals, nature, and geometric patterns suggest their cultural identity was closely tied to their environment. The people of the Indus Valley constructed wells to ensure a consistent water supply for domestic use. Some cities like Dholavira featured step wells, which not only provided water but also acted as communal gathering spaces. In water scarce regions like Dholavira, they built elaborate reservoirs and practiced rainwater harvesting, showcasing their innovative approach to resource management. The civilization leveraged the Indus River and its tributaries for agriculture. They constructed canals and irrigation channels to regulate water supply, ensuring crop sustainability even during dry seasons. Evidence of plowed fields, especially at Kalibangan, indicates the use of early agriculture tools like wooden plows and understanding of crop rotation. They used bullock carts with solid wooden wheels for transportation, efficient for both trade and agricultural purposes. These carts represent one of the earliest applications of wheel technology in the ancient world. At Lothal, archaeologists unearthed a sophisticated dockyard, a marvel of engineering that facilitated trade with Mesopotamia and other distant regions. The dockyard was connected to trade routes via canal system, reflecting their knowledge of hydrodynamics and maritime logistics. Though direct evidence of medical text is absent, the cleanliness of their cities and drainage system suggest an awareness of the link between sanitation and health. Tools resembling surgical instruments such as needles and forceps have been uncovered, hinting at early medical practices. Alignments of certain structures suggest the people of the Indus Valley may have tracked celestial bodies to mark seasons and agriculture cycles. The rudimentary understanding of astronomy likely influenced their farming and ritual calendars. The environment which had once nurtured the Indus Valley civilization may have turned against it. The Satluj and Ghaggar Hakra rivers, believed to be vital for agriculture and trade, likely dried up or shifted course. Without reliable water sources, farming and daily life become increasingly difficult. Evidence suggests that the region experienced a prolonged period of drought around 2000 BCE. The monsoons, crucial for agriculture, became erratic or weaker, leading to food shortages and economic instability. Paradoxically, some areas may have faced devastating floods, further disrupting agriculture and settlements. The collapse of trade networks could have dealt a severe blow to the civilization. Around the time of the Indus Valley's decline, Mesopotamia records show a drop in trade with Meluha, believed to be the Indus region. This suggests that external trade, a vital source of prosperity, dwindled due to changing geopolitical or environmental factors. The central planning that had sustained cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-daro may have disintegrated, leading to local economic struggles to adapt. The civilization's success may have led to its undoing. Large scale urbanized required vast amounts of timber for construction, fuel, and brick making lead to deforestation. Overuse of agriculture land may have caused soil depletion, reducing crop yields and forcing communities to abandon their settlements. Rapid urban growth may have stretched resources to their limits, creating unsustainable living conditions. There is little evidence of singular ruler or centralized governance, which may have led to fragmentation during crisis. Cities may have become isolated, unable to collaborate effectively to address shared challenges. Growing inequalities or disputes over resources could have destabilized society from within. While largely debunked as a primary cause, the Aryan invasion theory suggests that new groups entering the region may have contributed the decline after through conflict or by introducing new ways of life that displaced existing systems. However, this theory is not strongly supported by archaeological evidence. Cities like Mohenjo-daro and Harappa show signs of gradual abandonment rather than sudden destruction. Buildings were left unfinished and urban infrastructure such as drainage systems fell into disrepair. Some areas were repurposed with evidence of temporary shelters replacing sophisticated structures. Despite its decline, the Indus Valley Civilization left a lasting legacy. Many elements of the Indus Valley culture, such as agricultural practices and urban planning, influenced later Indian civilizations. Symbols and motifs found in Indus Valley artifacts reappear in Vedic transitions. As cities were abandoned, people likely migrated to smaller settlements or integrated with neighboring cultures, carrying their knowledge and traditions with them. The decline of the Indus Valley serves as a cautionary tale about the fragility of human societies in the face of environmental and social challenges. Over 4,000 seals and inscriptions have been discovered, adorned with animal symbols and short lines of script. These script remains undeciphered despite efforts using artificial intelligence and comparative linguistics. Pictographs or languages are the symbols a proto writing system meant to convey ideas, or do they represent a full fledged language? Some scholars argue the script may not even be a language but symbolic shorthand for trade or religious purposes. Unlike Egyptian hieroglyphs, there is no bilingual inscription to help decode the script. Without a breakthrough, the thoughts and words of the Indus people remain a mystery. Unlike Mesopotamia or Egypt, where grand palaces and tombs highlight centralized authority, the Indus Valley provides no clear evidence of kings or rulers. Was it a decentralized system of city states, each with its own local leaders, or a unified governance model without ostentatious displays of power? The uniformity in city layouts and the standardization of bricks suggest a highly organized city, but without explicit evidence, questions linger about whether there were distinct classes or if this was a more egalitarian society. No grand temples or monumental religious structures have been found. This contrasts sharply with the towering ziggurats of Mesopotamia or the pyramids of Egypt. Did they practice their religion in small household shrines, or did they have communal rituals in open spaces? like the Great Bath. Many seals depict the unicorn alongside other animals like bull and tigers. The Pashupati seal, showing a figure seated in yogic posture surrounded by animals, hints at the early forms of Hindu belief, but the exact interpretation remains debated. The widespread use of uniform weights point to a sophisticated trade network, but who controlled and monitored it? Did merchants act independently, or was there a central authority overseeing commerce? Mesopotamian text refers a distant land called Meluha believed to be the Indus region. How did they manage long distance trade across such vast regions, and what were the primary trade routes? Figurines depicting women suggest a reverence for fertility or mother goddess. Was this an egalitarian society where women played significant roles, or were these symbols limited to religious contexts? Evidence of abandoned cities and detouring urban infrastructures points to a gradual decline. But what triggered this? Was it environmental collapse, external invasions, or internal social unrest? Some theories suggest a combination of factors, but no single explanation fits all the evidence. The precision of city layouts and weights hints at advanced knowledge of geometry and engineering, but without written records, we can only speculate about the mathematical systems they used. Did they have knowledge of medicine or healing practices? The absence of explicit tools or text leave this as an open question.